Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So we are back again to actually take a look at the updated victory track rewards. Now neat reminder, obviously after the outrage from the players, Kabam has been making some steps largely through the Kabam Crash post, but the most immediate changes are the fact that, well, they will revert changes to the scoring system because, well, nobody really wanted for them and nobody liked them. So that's not changing. Based on summoner feedback, scoring will not change. And then additionally, we're happy to announce the additive reward change to the victory track for Season 27, which is a piece of larger game mode update we're looking to do this year. We're happy to announce the addition of the following rewards, which will be live on March the 26th, so 2 days. So this is for victory track only. And here we can see that each tier effectively gets additional amount of 5, 6, 7 star and Titan shards. So in total is 10,000 Titan shards, 15,000 7-star shards and 30,000 6-star shards. As always, a new emote will enter the contest, and then the rest of the post is effectively unchanged. Now, so here we are. Kabam has added 10,000 Titan shards, 1 7-star crystal, 2 6-star crystals, 3 6-star crystals, and 2 5-star crystals, the victory track reward. Keep in mind that they are removing the solo event. This change is related to restructuring the meta system. So we will be removing the solo event, distributing the rewards budget between the victory track and the gladiator circuit, with most of the milestone budget going to the victory track and most of the ranked rewards budget going to the GC. It won't be one-on-one mapping of rewards, but it will mean both progress in the victory track and GC are more rewarding. And here is kind of like my point of concern, because obviously this does not tell us the totality of the situation, so it's even hard to gauge how meaningful that update is, because knowing that the solo event is going to go away, which is, you know, where we got not as many, but still 7-star shards and Titan shards, not knowing how the GC rewards are going to look like, and still a lot of information ultimately missing from information regarding battlegrounds. I'm kind of stumped. I don't know how to react. As I said before, a lot of what's written in this post, like creation of Radiance, again, in theory is good until we see the practicality of it. For instance, the creation of Mysterium, in theory, was good, but ultimately I do not think the Mysterium has made side quests better, because the store basically never has gotten updated, and typically the rewards of the side quest, I don't know, were, in my opinion, kind of easier to gauge before the existence of Mysterium. Now, Radiance is a different currency implemented for different reasons, so again, I don't want to bury it, but and I do hope it works out, and I do hope it's good, because in theory it does make sense. But in reality, whether it's going to be good or bad for the game will entirely depend on the execution. And again, we necessarily have not had the best experience with multitude of currencies in the game. And I do think the abundance of the game stores is quite ridiculous at this point. We have Loyalty, Glory, Battlegrounds, Mysterium, and it's just a lot. And yeah, new objectives. Again, this is going to be additional source of rewards. We do not know the details of these. So, as I said, I do think a lot of these things are quite cool, and I definitely do want to see them implemented, but Battlegrounds is far and away the only game mode that needs desperate attention. So as far as all things are concerned, you know, I'm absolutely not convinced that much good is going to come out based from this. And therefore, you know, by all means, I am absolutely still not spending on the game. And don't plan to for a bit until, again, there's much more updated, including the bugs, including, you know, the AI, including the other outdated game modes. This has made me, you know, a bit more hopeful for the Battlegrounds. Therefore, I probably will end up covering the game mode and having the streams and making videos for Battlegrounds for the upcoming season. But again, that entirely also kind of depends on the rest of the execution, because there's far from this issue that we are currently having, and the general situation, in my opinion, is far from being resolved. Whilst I do think that Kabam Crash post is a good post, puts together a lot of awesome things, and peels back a curtain, and many of the changes do seem unequivocally positive. But again, it's one thing to write it out, second thing to execute it, and there are, again, so many areas of the game that still need to be paid attention to, that even if Battlegrounds are in a place that the game mode feels great, and I hope we can get there, avoidance of another situation like this is equally as important, because it will not be good enough for them to update the rewards and then completely abandon the game mode for another 18 months or 2 years and, wait until the player base boils over. We need to feel that, Kabam's actually capable of maintaining the game and taking care of it. And that, again, goes to managing the AI not being an absolute shit show, managing the updates to the game modes so they do not feel completely stale like Battlegrounds has been, because effectively Battlegrounds haven't been changed like at all since the release. And therefore, we do have kind of like the updated rewards for the next season. Again, this isn't the end of their plans. This is what they kind of like managed to squeeze in before the season starts. And there's a bigger Battlegrounds update coming for the season after the next. But still, it definitely needs a lot of attention being paid to. I do think that Kabam still has quite a few posts like this to make in general. I hope that in their upcoming live stream, much of this does get addressed. And again, not just surrounding the Battlegrounds. And I know that April is coming, but in May, there should be quite a few interesting things happening. April as well, I believe, is when 9.2 is going to get released. So that's going to, be a big part of the game's health. And addressing the Nightmare Raid situation, addressing the Valiant EQ beta that they have effectively promised coming in May. And yeah, so I'm still definitely worried, but at the same time, somewhat slightly hopeful. We'll see how Kabam exits the situation, and to a satisfactory degree. Let me know what you guys think about the rewards update and your general outlook on the game and future Battlegrounds, and I'll catch you guys soon. Bye-bye. Hello there, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about the next